Let's get more now on that story from Halim Shebaya. He is a Middle East affairs analyst and joins us live now from Beirut to talk a little bit more about this. So first of all, what do you think is, I mean, why are the army trying, what are they trying to achieve in building this structure, do you think?
Well, I think, first of all, we'll wait for the army statement to know exactly what was the rationale behind it. But more generally, we have to place it in the context of where the Lebanese army has to deal with the security situation. Ain-al-Hilweh camp is notorious for being a place where a lot of clashes, armed clashes occur. It is beyond, so to speak, the authority of the state, and the army does go in like not too frequently, like a few weeks ago. They went in, there was an operation where they captured a very dangerous extremist. So, but more generally, there's a balance that the Lebanese army has to strike between getting the security situation under control, but also making sure that it's done in a way that doesn't provoke perhaps the outrage that this wall has provoked in certain circles.
Are these security concerns legitimate concern for Lebanon as a whole? And on a practical level, would building this wall improve security at all?
Yeah, I think we should remember Lebanon is a small country and dealing with a refugee crisis of around 2 million between Syrian refugees and Palestinian refugees. So in a way, one has to remember this context. Some other countries speak about refugee crisis when they're dealing with 10,000 or 25,000 refugees. So there are legitimate concerns that the Lebanese government and the Lebanese army have to take seriously, namely keeping the security situation under control, and especially the Ain-al-Hilweh camp that has a lot of armed factions. So there is legitimate concerns for obviously taking back control over such an area. But of course, the question you asked is important in terms of practically, and that was the issue that was raised by people who took issue with the wall, in terms of is it really the right move to take, and will it improve security? And for many people, the people who will pay for this wall, so if we take the example of Donald Trump, who wanted to build a wall and make the Mexicans pay for it, in this situation, if we ask the question who will pay for this wall, for a lot of people it's a lot of times the non-armed Palestinians who are already living in situations that are not very humane and that need amelioration. So really it's a sensitive issue. There's a lot of wider context of a country and a lot of turmoil that needs security. But I think practically what needs to be done is, as a lot of rights organizations and a lot of activists call for, is finding a solution where Palestinian refugees are granted more rights, obviously, always taking into account that the right to return to their lands would be taken into account in any comprehensive deal that would be done later on.
Good to get your perspective on this. Halim Shebaya joining us there from Beirut. Thanks very much for being with us.